Welcome to Wednesday Wellness, where we be well, get well, and stay well. We have guest speakers share their best tips and tricks to enjoy our journey. I remember this woman on Oprah when she quoted Jesus saying, "My cup runneth over." She interpreted it. What's in the cup is for me. What flows over, I can share. So that's what I want to share with you a little bit tonight. It impacted me, but I really didn't get it. I was a mom and I was going to take care of my kids, and I really didn't know how to do self-care. So I want you to ask yourself 3 questions as you think about everything that's being shared tonight. 1, what brings you joy? What makes you happy? What feeds your soul? What feeds your body? What do you look forward to? That's the second question. What do you look forward to? And 3, where can you be consistent to keep that in your life? And for me, that's a schedule. It's putting time in. I know that I schedule time for doctors. I scheduled time for school teaching. I scheduled time for my work. When did I schedule time for me? And for me, one of the things that's energizing is music. And I love getting on my bike and riding it around the block with music on, and I just sing with the music. And so that's something that energizes me and helps me feel well and feeds me. So that's what I want you to think about tonight as we listen to everyone's stories. Welcome everyone to Wednesday Wellness. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We are excited what we do together is we want people to be well, get well, and stay well. And that is our biggest objective. And so May is Mother's Day. And so we just really wanted to talk about moms. And so one of the things that I have experienced in my life is self-care. What that is, what does it look like? So I want to show you something here. I'm going to go here 1 minute if you can be patient with me. So, okay. So here we have, pretend this is you, and you have to fill up your cup every day as a woman and as a man too. So this is sleep. This is nutrition. This is taking care of yourself with good foods. Now, the problem is that a lot of us are such givers. And if you're like me, you're the first one to volunteer at the elementary school. You're the first one to volunteer to take your neighbor some food because they need it. You're the first one because that's just who you are. But what happens is our cup never gets full, and it just keeps getting more and more depleted, and it can't fill up as much. So what we're going to talk about tonight is something called My Cup Runneth Over. And we will see what we're going to watch that cup fill up over time. And so that cup is going to fill up with tips from our friends who are also, we've all experienced, I'm sure, in our lifetimes where we've been taking care of ourselves and then we drew away and we were not doing it as much. And so we want to just share some tips with you tonight of our journeys, and hopefully you'll find some value in them of things you can implement in your life. So we have a panel of 4 women tonight. And so we're just going to go around and have everyone share a little bit, and then we'll come back to the lessons that we learn with My Cup is Full. So Carolee, will you go first?
Okay, hi, I'm Carolee. I'm in Florida, and I am not a mother. I never had children, but I've been married for 45 years. And when I got married, I dedicated my life to my husband. Everything, he's an amazing man. He has more projects than you can possibly imagine. I learned to uncook so I could help him with his projects. True story. I'd be cooking and he'd go, "Come on out, I need you to help me take a tree down." I'm not kidding. So that's kind of what I did. I just did everything for him. And it was what I thought was fine. And I realized I didn't have any friends. I had him. It was great. I had my animals, but I did dedicate myself to my husband. And it took me a long time to realize that that's probably not a real healthy thing. It's not like I wasn't healthy. I was very active and I ate well. But emotionally, I wasn't as strong as I would like to be. And I just didn't have any outside selfish, really. It was all about him, which was fine until I went, this is not so fine. And I had horses all along and I would do things, but I'd always like feel I have to come back. I have to be back. I did it to myself. And finally I realized, nope, I could do something better than this. And I have such a passion for my animals. I used my horses as my cup. I filled up my cup by going away with my horse. And fortunately, my sister's super involved. So it was my sister. Then I got more friends. And I'm telling you, it was the best thing I ever did for myself and our relationship, because I work now with my husband and I love it. I love the projects. And I feel so much better about myself because I went out with my horse. Thank you, God, for giving me horses. And friends. I made lifelong friends. It took me a little while to figure this out, but I made lifelong friends and I just have the most fantastic time. I have no guilt. I'm gone. I mean, like gone for days at a time. And everything's arranged. I don't have to worry about the animals at home. I don't have to worry about my husband. It's me, my horse, my friends, and my sister. And I would advise everybody to please have your own life as well as the life of your family. I love my husband as much, more than ever, but I needed my own life as well. And it took me a while to figure that out. So I think that's what I have. I made notes. I didn't look at a thing, but I think that's really what I wanted to tell you.
I love that, Carolee.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. I remember hearing someone tell me once, a relationship isn't 50-50. A relationship is 100. A relationship is 200%. And what I experienced the same thing, Carolee, is that I spent so much time taking care of everybody else by choice. And that's what I wanted to do. But what happened was I could not, it wasn't a full relationship with myself. And now that my kids are grown and almost gone, I'm looking at who is Eileen? What are my likes? And so I love it that you have a set of friends, you have your own life, and you can bring that back into your relationship. Thank you for sharing that. That is awesome. So next we're going to go to Valerie. Valerie is a new friend. I've just gotten to know her over the last 3 months. She is an inspiration to me to be such a wise person at her young age. I'm starting to feel old. But Valerie, I would love for you to share your story and what's going on with you and your advice.
Yeah, thank you so much for asking me to speak tonight, Eileen. I really appreciate it. I've really found a home here. But I wanted to talk to you today about balance. When I was in high school, I was put on several different birth controls, and I had symptoms ranging from the uncomfortable to the absolutely unacceptable. I gained so much weight. I was diagnosed with depression. My hair would not grow at all. It was stuck like right here. And I knew something was missing. And I started vision boarding. And it's amazing all of the things that I have manifested from that. One is my hair. I didn't even lose any since I have had my baby, which a lot of women struggle with postpartum. I started lifting weights and I became fit, and now it's even better because I'm activated. So I have even more energy and my hormones are balanced. But even more than that, vision boarding kind of led me to a lot of different self-care tactics. And the main one is really just taking time for myself, whether that be closing the bathroom door and sitting in an Epsom salt bath for a bit, or going and meditating for even just 5 minutes, or I'm getting out of the house, I just got to go on a walk. It's so important to me for my sanity. I get way less stressed out and I can handle whatever life throws my way when I do take that time to really be grounded. But I would definitely recommend vision boarding. It kind of keeps you on target, because every single morning I roll over and I look at this board and I instantly smile. And I know that these things are going to come for me and my life is great. So thank you so much for listening. And I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to share.
Thank you, Valerie. Oh my gosh. I'm going to ask you more questions about your vision boarding afterwards. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
But I love that you, at your point in life, you're already taking care of yourself. I wasn't the mom like you. I didn't choose that. I didn't even know it was in my realm to do. And I ended up being very sick for a lot of years. And it cheated not only my children of their lives, but it also cheated me and my husband of our lives. And so I love that you are being so proactive, so young. And I love that those are your tips to help feed your cup. So next we have Janet Lee. I met Janet through this company that we are all together with, and she is just an inspiration. In fact, I'm even taking a class from Janet at the Natural Institute for raw food cooking, a chef for living foods. And I'm just inspired by her and what she has to give, to share with people how to live a vibrant life. So Janet, I'm going to turn the time over for you. What do you do to fill your cup?
Okay, thank you. So I'm a little bit older than you, Eileen. So I think that my role model was my mom, who didn't do a very good job of taking care of herself. And so when I think about, like, before I really learned about self-care, it was more of overdoing. Every second was planned on my calendar. I was running, I just run until I hit the wall, be exhausted, and then, okay, I'm laying there, rest, get rested, and do it all over again. And I did that for a long time before I really got it. And of course, I don't know, decades ago, it wasn't really talked about that much, right? It wasn't like, hey, moms, go take care of yourself, or hey, go do some of the things we've been talking about. So it's really beautiful that that has changed over the last few decades. So that's awesome. When I got into, I've always been into health and wellness. When I decided that I wanted to do it as really my life and my profession, then I got even more tools and more things to learn about. And then I started incorporate them. And it was just, a little bit here, a little bit there. I'd always exercise, so that was already something I was doing. But even I look at exercise, that was a way for me to escape, but not necessarily always in a good way, if that makes sense, right? It was like, I don't want to deal with this problem, I'm going to go run. I don't want to deal with you, I'm going to go play basketball. And so even though it's a good thing, it can also be something that is avoidance. So that was kind of interesting, and that was sort of an aha. And, now over the last, 15 years for sure, I'm so much better at it. And actually, I just continue to get good at it. Like, I love my routine right now. I love my routine last year. I'll probably even love it more next year. The point is I'm always fine tuning my morning routine, my evening routine, my life. And so what I do today is I incorporate really raising my vibration in the morning and checking in with myself through the day. And I'm much better about managing my energy levels through food and hydration and just how I think. I might, even just how I word something. Affirmations are helpful. And now I listen a lot to Deb, so she's in my head, and that has helped tremendously. And being part of groups like this, where you have that social support and not feel like you're kind of out there by yourself. But today it's much more accepted to say, you know what, I'm having a no tech day. I started that during the pandemic where, I'll be glad to talk to you or whatever, but Sundays are my no tech day. And I would not be on any technology for the entire day. I had to kind of work into that because that can be hard to just go from being busy on it to zero. But that is really cool. Or even doing a half a day where I have Sunday mornings, to do whatever I want. And then later in the afternoon, get on the computer and kind of plan my week. So that's worked really well. And probably one of the biggest things is realizing that no is a complete answer. And that that it's a complete sentence, I should say. That no is a complete sentence, and that I don't have to justify why I'm taking time off or why I'm, pushing this appointment out or whatever. I don't have to justify that. My time is my time. And I can, having that choice and giving myself that, that opportunity is really a gift I give to myself. And I think overall, that's the way I see it, is that when I say no, or when I go do something for myself, I'm really giving myself a gift. And I know I didn't see that before. I thought it was selfishness. I thought, how dare you? And now I totally see it. And when other people do it to me, I'll say, good for you. And I really do believe that. I'm like, good for you. go take that time. You let me know when you're ready, whatever, because I really get that. If we don't fill our cup, we cannot give to anybody or ourselves. So thanks for letting me share, Eileen.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. You had so many good points of, when you take care of yourself. I mean, what came to my mind at the very end of what you were saying, Janet, was all the time on the airplane, we all know that they say, put your mask on first. And we can do that on the airplane in a crisis, but do we do that in the everyday? Because I was the mom, like what you're saying, your mom was, I've got the schedule. I want you to get the most out of life. And I was pushing, which was draining. And your schedule actually is something that I have been I've been working on. I'm not supposed to say the word try. I've been working on the last personally 3 weeks specifically of getting up in the morning, just spending time with myself before my adult kids get up, but before everything starts happening in the house, because once that action starts happening, or I look at that phone the first time, that technology, I can be sucked in. And so you are so correct with that. So I want to go back here to our example. Okay, we can see that. So we get our cup full with everything that we're doing, and then we add in the schedule. And look how much color comes into our life, and we're more present for those we love and in our jobs and with our family and friends. We add in the time with our animals, our friends, our relationships. We do that meditation and that exercise. And then our cup runs over and we can share the goodness with everybody. And so I appreciate you guys being here and sharing this time with us. We're going to continue the conversation after, but I want you to know the next 3 weeks are dynamic. Next week, we're going to have Joanne Parkin, who is a nutritionist for I don't know how many years, at least 40 years. She's going to talk about women's health and how we take actions when we're young to avoid problems when we're older. She's 70s. Playing pickleball with the 50-year-olds and smashing them. It's not just toying around, she's smashing them. And then we're going to have a talk about physical health from Dr. Jessica Huss, and then emotional health, because like Janet had said, this is now a topic that we are open and talking about, and it just is helping us have a better life. And it's so great that we are taking this time, because we can get caught up with all the technology and all the conveniences we have that should give us more free time. But what I've done in my life is I filled up that free time with more activities instead of taking that time down. So anyway, I hope all of you got value out of tonight. This is Wednesday Wellness, and we want you to be well, get well, and stay well, and come back next week, and we'll see you with friends and family, and feel free to invite people. So thank you, everyone, and stay on, everyone who's here, for the after talk. Thanks for watching, and remember, one change can have an enormous effect. Remember to subscribe, hit the bell and the like, and we'll see you next time on Love to Live.